Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back everyone and Eid Mubarak. Just to remind you of what we are doing in this series, we are looking at the so-called evidences that Dan Gibson provided to support his theory that Islam started in Petra. And today we have another alleged evidence that we will refute. It's the argument about Mecca being a walled city.
Not only did the holy city have trees and fields, it was also a walled city. Ibn Ishaq says, and they surrounded him by the walls of Mecca. Now this is very puzzling because Mecca had no city walls. Some think perhaps this was a house in Mecca, but Ibn Ishaq specifically says the walls of Mecca. But Mecca was not a walled city. So what about Petra? Petra was built in a valley. On either side of the valley were large mountains with cliffs. These cliffs were as good as city walls. So the people of Petra built walls from one mountain cliff to the other mountain cliff, both on this side of the valley and also on the other side of the valley. So Petra had city walls.
Let's now take a look at the account that he quoted. This is a story which took place after the conquest of Mecca. A man named Ibn al-Athwa al-Hudhali came to Mecca and was surrounded by the tribe of Khuza'a at one of the walls. Let's now go to the Arabic text. The Arabic text says that they surrounded him when he was at the side of Jidar min Judur Mecca. The word which is used is Jidar. Jidar min Judur Mecca. One wall of the walls of Mecca or in Mecca. Now according to Dan, this definitely means that Mecca was a walled city. Is this an accurate and honest interpretation? The answer is definitely and as usual, no. The word Jidar can be used to refer to any wall. A wall of a city, a wall of a house, a wall of a garden, a wall of a school, a wall of a hospital. For example, in the Quran, in Surah Al-Kahf, verse 82, Allah Azza wa Jal says, وَأَمَّا الْجِدَارُ فَكَانَ لِغُلَامَيْنِ. The wall belonged to two young orphans in the town. Now obviously this is not talking about a wall surrounding the city, because a wall surrounding the city cannot belong to certain individuals. But wait, let's be fair to Dan Gibson because he has a counter argument.
Some think perhaps this was a house in Mecca, but Ibn Ishaq specifically says the walls of Mecca.
So according to Dan, this is the key phrase which makes it absolutely clear that he's talking about a city wall. The key phrase is the walls of Mecca. And in Arabic, Judran Mecca. So is Dan right here? Let's check if this is accurate. We will check both languages, Arabic and English. And since we are in the middle of a conflict between Israel and Palestine, I would like to show my support for the Palestinian people. So the examples I'm going to choose is from the city of Gaza. First, let's start with the Arabic. I'm going to use the word Judran Gaza. And I'm going to Google it and let's see what we get. You can see here it's written Judran Gaza, similar to Judran Mecca in the account that Dan Gibson was using. We just replaced the name of the cities and this is what we get, Judran Gaza. Do these look like the type of walls which surround a city? Or they're just normal walls in the city? Walls of houses, walls of schools, walls of hospitals, walls of any building. So clearly in Arabic, using the word Judran Mecca or Judran Gaza doesn't indicate that these cities are walled cities. But let's try to be fair to Dan Gibson because Arabic is not his mother tongue. So it was an honest mistake on his part. He didn't understand Arabic, right? Let's go to the English text. This is an article from The Guardian and it is using the word the walls of Gaza. And here they are not talking about a walled city, they are talking about the walls inside the city. And this is an article from the BBC. And again, they are using the same phrase, the walls of Gaza. These are walls inside the city. I'm sure my English isn't good enough to lecture a native Canadian about what's right and wrong in English. But at least we can agree that the BBC and the Guardian know how to speak English. Which means in both cases, in the English and in the Arabic, Dan is absolutely wrong. And speaking of the walls of Gaza, they are so beautiful, mashallah, tabarakallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless its people. So once again we refuted another so-called evidence provided by Dan Gibson. These are not evidences, these are desperate attempts to force your insane theory. Thank you so much for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.